Good Monday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio. And this is episode 43 of our weekly podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world, the student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others connected in different ways to the entire experience. We'll introduce you to tonight's guest in just a moment. As soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing you tonight's show, our Lingelstown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. And they are Rickaba's Electric, Payor Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, the Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Iron Valley Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thanks to these great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area's student athletes. Okay, so before we get started, upcoming, we don't have a next Gazette Sports Chat scheduled yet, but tomorrow night we have a sister podcast called This and That. And we're going to bring on John Wilsbach. And John Wilsbach is closely tied to high school sports as well. This guy's done it all over the past 40 years. He's been the Wink 104 eye in the sky, delivering weather from a helicopter and covering high school sports, pro sports, college sports. So everybody has heard John Wilsbach if you've been around for a little while. And we're excited to have him on our This and That podcast tomorrow night. Anyway, tonight's Gazette Sports Chat guests are four members of one of the state's premier high school softball programs. They're helping to lead their team to another strong regular season finish with a great opportunity for deep runs in the PIAA District 3 and Class 6A state tournaments. We'll discuss their commitment to the sport of softball, their interests outside of their lives as student athletes, and how athletics have helped to prepare them for life after softball. It's my pleasure to welcome to Gazette Sports Chat Chambersburg's Addie Zell, Corey Leedy, Bree Pato, and Carly Skull-Teddy. Ladies, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. And so anyway, I kind of lost my first two rounds of questions here because the first question was, how was today's game? Today's game was postponed, correct?
Yep.
And then the second question was going to be, so how was senior day? You know, normally they call it senior night, but it was going to be senior day. So there was no game, so no senior day. But I will recognize that Corey and Carly are both seniors on this team. You guys have both given 4 strong years and you know, to your school, to your teammates, to your coaches, and you guys are just great players. And I did want to ask, even though we didn't have the senior day festivities, Corey, talk about what it's been like to be Carly's teammate for the last 4 years.
Great having Carly as a teammate.
We can't hear you, Corey.
Is that better?
We heard that it's great having Carly as a teammate.
Yeah. Great having Carly as a teammate, and not only a teammate, but a pitcher-catcher duo. I love having her behind the plate and just knowing that she always has my back.
They call that they call that battery mates. Have you heard that term before?
No.
She's your battery mate. Yeah, that's the baseball term for it. So that's a great point. There's a special kind of connection between a pitcher and a catcher. Carly, why don't you tell us about your love of Corey as a teammate, as a friend, and as a battery mate as well?
Corey's been like, oh no, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, okay. Corey's been a really great teammate. She keeps practices super interesting, and she makes practice like fun to be at, and I look forward to games and everything with her and bus rides. She's just always has a story to tell, and is just super fun person to be around.
Teams need those people, those teammates, that's for sure. And how about Bree? Tell us about both of these seniors, about your, let's say, 3 years you've spent with them since your freshman season.
Yeah, they've definitely had hard work and dedication. They've stuck to the program. They've really bonded together. They're really good. I love having them as pitcher catchers. They get us through a lot of games. Corey's awesome. Carly can play catcher. She can come in at first. Very versatile, and she's nice to have behind me in the lineup.
That's for sure. And how about you, Addie? Talk about Carly and Corey, your senior teammates.
they're great role models. They always make sure we know what we're doing and how we should be doing it. And they always just make us giggle in like the down moments.
Okay, so now Corey and Carly know exactly how our teammates feel about it. That's great. They're very kind words, and how answer this, Carly. How quickly did those 4 years seem to go by? Kind of in a blink of an eye, you went from a freshman to a senior. Is that correct?
Yeah, our seasons do typically be longer than most, but it does still go by really fast.
And Corey, any recommendation, any words of wisdom for the younger players just coming up? Let's just say the freshmen and sophomores in your program.
Yeah, you just have to power through. Like, the season feels like it drags on, but it goes by in the blink of an eye. You just have to hold on while you're here. Just live in the moment.
Okay, I'm going to stick with you, Corey. Your team's 13-4 on the season, I believe. I did the best homework I could. 10-3 in a very difficult Mid-Penn Commonwealth division. You have big wins over Central York, Big Spring, Mechanicsburg, and Cumberland Valley. Big 2-1 win over Cumberland Valley just about 2.5 weeks ago. Tell us a little bit about that game. You go into Cumberland Valley, beautiful facility there, great field, and has to be a great rivalry. And coming away with a 2-1 win, what's it like getting through that lineup maybe 3 times and only giving up 1 run?
Yeah, for sure. I love playing at Cumberland Valley. It is very beautiful. Just going into the game, we knew it was going to be a tough rivalry, and I knew I was going to have to bring my best stuff. And I was just trying to keep the ball low, down in the zone, try and get ground balls, which didn't work, actually. They just hit pop flies, but it all worked out. My defense played good behind me, and we scratched out a win.
You kept the pop flies in the yard, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty long fence there. So some of the home runs that don't make it out of there make it out of probably almost all the other fields in the area. So yeah, but congratulations on that, because I mean they're a really good team, and it's hard to beat Cumberland Valley. They got bats, they got pitching. Carly, being a catcher, I played catcher in baseball. I loved it. I mean it's like no other position really. But it requires toughness, grittiness, a high IQ. You have to have an understanding of everything going on in front of you. Why do you catch? What got you to be a catcher?
Well, whenever I was younger, I was in an all-star game, and nobody wanted to catch one of our past pitchers, Celine Knoll. So I volunteered to, and it kind of just stuck. And I really love catching because I have to be in every single play and always ready for the next. Yes.
Yeah. So it's fun though. You enjoy it. It's a good time, right?
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. I thought, boy, you can't have more fun than this when I was catching. Okay, Bree, you were first team All-State last year as a sophomore, along with Carly, who also was. You're kind of like a Swiss Army knife player, okay? And that's a compliment. That means you can do it all. You have multiple tools. You have speed. You hit for average. I think you had 7 stolen bases in one game. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's ridiculous. I mean, you first have to get on base a lot to be able to steal 7 bases. But that information got back to me. I'm in like circles, like people that talk about, Mid-Penn Commonwealth softball. And somebody said, you hear about like Bree Pato. She had 7 stolen bases. I'm like, what? It's hard to do that in 2 games. What aspect of the game is your favorite? What do you like to do most?
Definitely hitting. I love hitting. I love how I'm able to bunt, slap, hit for a hit. And then once I get on base, just base running. I love base running, stealing, taking extra base, delay stealing, keeping the catchers on their toes. I just love that part.
So your first inkling when you get on base is to probably steal, right? Not every time, because not every situation calls for it. Some catchers have a better arm than others, but I doubt there's many catchers that can throw you out.
Yeah. Right when I get on base, I'm just listening to the Stepler, our first base coach, and I'm ready to go.
Right. So a single's almost like a double for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your batting average so far this year?
Almost 600, I believe.
Oh my, yes. So you have the school record. You have over 100 hits. You've had that for a while. Over 100 stolen bases, and you lead. You're the all-time record holder in RBIs for your school as well. I'm pretty sure. I think 3 major.
Yeah, I don't have 100 stolen bases yet.
Oh, you don't have 100
runs scored.
Oh, that's it. I'm sorry. Runs scored. That's it. Yeah. Thanks for. I even had that right in front of me, and I said stolen. But that's the point is that you play at a great tradition-rich program that's seen a lot of great players throughout the years, and you're breaking records that were, you know, not easy to break. You know, they were held by really good softball players. And you just do it though, one game at a time, one season at a time. You don't go out to set records. You go out to play good softball, and that's just what happens after a while. Okay, Addie, let's talk about playing in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division. I think it's brutal. I mean, now you guys added Mechanicsburg, who was easily the best program, I think, at least recently in the Keystone Division, and they've kind of had to take their lumps a little bit this year, Mechanicsburg, but they're gonna find their way in. How is it playing in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth when you don't get really too many days off with all these good teams?
I mean, the days off are fun, but it's easier just to keep going and going strong, because when we do play the inferior teams, it's kind of harder to make the adjustments, and it just really makes us grow as players. Mm-hmm. But it's rough, especially when you have a couple Division I players you're going against constantly.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of a high IQ answer there. I mean, even when you're playing the teams that you're supposed to beat, let's just put it that way, you can pick up bad habits in those games. You know, it's just, you can come out of sometimes you don't hit as well against the lesser pitchers, right? I mean, you guys probably have experienced that. So yeah, you have to be on your toes, game in and game out. And do you guys have a team in the division that you look at as your rival, Addie?
It's between Cumberland Valley and Central Dauphin.
I think all three teams, it's between the other two, right? Because like Central Dauphin, I live in Central Dauphin area. I went there a long, long time ago, and usually their rivalry is with Cumberland Valley and everything. You know, it's just to set up that way. And I think with softball, it's Cumberland Valley and Chambersburg. I mean, and that's a tribute to how great of a program you guys are you know, part of, because they know that it's going to be a throwdown every time. And you know, you had two close games with CD. You split with Cumberland Valley. So I just think in the world of high school sports, it's hard to find a division with three teams as good as the three that we're talking about here. So let's go back to Corey. Now let's just throw this out for everybody. Does anybody play other sports other than softball at high school level? Okay, let's start with Carly. What do you play?
I play volleyball.
Okay, and that's a fall sport, right, for girls?
Yes.
And a spring sport for boys. Yeah. How long have you played that?
Since 7th grade.
Okay, so you're a volleyball player then, right? You're not just a softball player that plays volleyball. You're actually a volleyball player. Period. Which one do you have a preference? One that you like better, or you're going to play in college?
I don't know about college yet, but I think I like volleyball more just because it's my escape sport from softball.
Right.
So it's just set up to be more enjoyable, but I love both.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And Bree, I think I knew you're a bunch of sports, aren't you? What do you play?
Yeah, I've played soccer forever, and then I played basketball my freshman and sophomore year of high school, and then I wanted to focus more on softball, so I didn't play this year. Your
sister played basketball too, though, right?
She did for a little bit, yeah, and then she played soccer and volleyball also. I
announced both of you guys. I'm the Central Dauphin public address announcer, you know.
Yeah.
And I just remember, two different paytos, and you guys were both good. Any other multi-sport athletes here at the high school level? Okay. How about let me ask? Let's ask Corey. What's it like playing for 9th year head coach Chris Skulketti? Tell us about Coach Skulketti.
He has his moments.
That's a great way to start.
No, seriously, he's a good coach. I love having him behind me because I know he's always going to stick up for me and just his team. He always has our backs, and he's ready to take the fall whenever he needs to. But, yeah, he does get a little loud, but it's just because he's very passionate about the sport, and he just wants us to win.
Okay. Addie, what's it mean when he says, let's go to work?
We better score. We better sit down on defense.
I hear him say that sometimes. Come on, let's go to work. And I'm thinking, man, he's ready to win. When somebody calls softball work, they're looking at it like, we have a job to do out here. I like that though. I mean, it kind of makes me think, man, he's getting them focused and getting them locked in. And so he says that a lot then, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to work. And then how about Carly Skolketti? What's it like playing for Coach Chris Skolketti?
I love playing for my dad personally. I know that sometimes when people are coming to watch games, it looks like it gets heated and stuff, but I've never played for another softball coach in my life, and I don't think I'd ever want to.
Great answer. And I know others. I know other coaches that coach against you guys, against your dad in the Commonwealth, and they think a lot of him as a coach. They really do. They tell me he's one heck of a coach. So I think you guys are all fortunate to have Coach Skolketti out there leading you guys into battle there. Okay, so Bree, at what age did you start playing softball? I want to give people, if there's any younger girls watching this or anybody that doesn't know the level of dedication that it's taken to get where you are now. When did you start playing?
As long as I can remember. Right when me and my sister could pick up a ball, we were in the yard playing catch, chucking the ball around, playing wiffle ball, doing anything we could to get involved in this sport.
What was it like having an older sister that was a good athlete? I guess it had to help you, right?
Oh, it's been awesome. She's definitely the person that's gotten me to this point. I look up to her so much. I just love seeing her where she is right now, and succeeding in college. It's awesome to watch her grow.
And what is your year-round routine? I mean, I don't need to know every single second of it, of course, but let's just say once softball's over here, and let's hope you have a little while, to go yet into the end of May, maybe beginning of June. Then what happens? Do you exhale for a little while, or do you go on to another season or some kind of training?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say I exhale a little bit, but I never really take a big step away from softball. I mean, I go from high school softball to summer ball, and that's packed. And then I guess during soccer season after summer ball, I take a little break from it, still doing like my everydays off a tee, and then winter is when I hit it hard again because I'm not doing basketball anymore. So
that's a pretty year-round commitment to the game. Taking some time outs for your other sports, of course. Okay, so Addie, you guys have the best warm-up music I've heard.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. I absolutely love it. Who's in charge of the playlist?
It's usually Corey, but Arissa's always the one getting down on the dance floor.
I mean, you guys were just at CD, I don't know, a week or two ago, and I was sitting there getting the equipment set up and just getting ready. I was like, this is the best warm-up music I've heard, period. I mean, it's kind of not all hip hop. It's just a lot of energy music. And I just thought this would have me ready to play listening to this stuff. Corey, do you like being in charge of the playlists?
I would say yes, but I get a lot of hate from my team. They like to complain, but I think I make a good playlist.
Well, it's the best. I'm going to tell you that right now. If my opinion matters at all, and I hear a lot of warm-up music for all different sports, it's the best I've heard so far. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I want to ask this too. What about Coach? Does Coach like it, Bree? The warm-up music?
yeah, I think he does. Sometimes he gets into it a little bit.
Okay. I always wonder how these guys I think he's a little younger than me, but I like hip hop. I grew up with it, and I have a 13-year-old grandson, so I'm kind of into hip hop. But I always wonder how these older coaches feel about having to be out there hitting warm-up balls with like this hip hop blaring. So he's okay with it then, right?
Yeah. That's
cool. Okay. Corey, Chambersburg softball, you're one of the top sports programs in your school, of course. I mean, I would say probably boys basketball. And I know I'm leaving some teams out, but track and field just won like one or two. Was it back-to-back? At least one, maybe not back-to-back. But track and field's really good too. Do you guys get the recognition that you deserve in the hallways? Does everybody realize how good you are and how well you represent your school?
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that we're one of the better sports teams in Chambersburg. That's if they pay attention to softball. Not everyone keeps up with it.
They should. Yeah, I mean, you guys are like, to me, you guys are rock stars, and I really, it kind of, I mean, I understand why it is, but I don't like that it's always football and basketball like that gets all the recognition. You guys work just as hard, if not harder. You guys are winning more games than most of those other programs. So I just hope that you're recognized in the halls of your school by your teachers, your classmates, and people in the community too, because you deserve it. That's for sure. Carly, we're going to shift gears. This is going to be tough. This might be tough to talk about. 2023 state semifinals.
Oh, brother.
You're playing North Penn, top of the 8th, no score, 0-0. Carly Benedict throws a dart to catcher Sam Pato. Take us through that. The player was called safe, okay? She was clearly out. All right. Now, why am I going back to this 2 years ago? I mean, you might think, don't do this to us. But, I mean, it's just one of those things that you sometimes experience in sports or, sometimes in life in general. And, what was it like to have to deal with something like that when you work so hard to get there and to have a bad call kind of take away your opportunity to close out that game?
It really, to say the least, crushed all of us like to pieces because Carly Benedict at the time, she's been making a lot of those kinds of plays earlier in the season. So as soon as she caught that ball, we kind of knew like that play, like we knew she was going to make that throw.
Right.
And when Sam tagged that girl and her helmet flew off and everything, like and he called her safe, it was so heartbreaking. Yeah. And we lost all of our momentum. There was no way we were coming back from that. We were not hitting, it was just very upsetting. The bus ride home was so upsetting because that was the last game together with that team. But
the glove, the tag came right up underneath her mask.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder. And the reason I asked that is it something that is it a lesson that you've learned that sometimes life's not fair and trust me, in your lifetime you'll run into more situations like that. It's kind of where I'm going there. Not every week or every month is there going to be something heartbreaking like that. But were there any lessons to learn in that, or did it just totally suck? Period.
I'm gonna have to say it just totally sucked because I still don't know what lesson to take away from that today.
That's fair enough. I don't expect to. I might not learn a lesson out of that. I just remember that again, I talked to a lot of people and that was just such a buzz. Like, man, did you see what happened to Chambers? Because we root for y'all, even though you guys are an hour down the road, and the people in the Harrisburg area, they support you guys and they root for you. And so anyway, let's get off of that. I'm sorry to bring that up, but that's kind of one of the things that some of you had to deal with, in your career there at Chambersburg. Okay, let's see. Who did we lose? All right, Bree, just in time for the next question.
Am I back on? Yeah.
We're away from that. We're away from that crappy question I just asked about the game 2 years ago. Bree, talk about your relationships amongst your teammates, like off the field, away from softball. Do you guys hang out?
We do. I think we really enjoy each other a lot. Like, I think our team really gets along, and that's also a big part of why we've been so successful this year, I think. We also do like a lock-in before the season where we play a bunch of funny games together, and that always makes everyone laugh and get a little closer to the stars and everything.
Okay. How about Carly? Let's go back to Carly. Talk about your dedication to your studies, to your classwork. I mean, you're student athletes, and student comes before athlete. In that hyphenated word. Do you guys? Does your coach, your father, in your case, do you guys keep high standards for your classwork?
Yes. Wait, actually, we're the only team at the high school right now that doesn't have an F, so we definitely are held to a high standard, and we make sure that I think we have one of the highest GPAs. We have the highest GPA right now in spring sports, so we definitely make sure that stuff's done first.
Well, that answers that question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How about Corey? Let me ask you the same question. Talk about about your studies? How much of your time does it take up? I mean, you get home from a softball game. The first thing you have to do is eat. You got to get a shower. Is it tough to say, okay, now I have to start opening my books, at 8 o'clock at night or whatever it is?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to want to do your homework, especially after a tough game. But I think it's something that all of us just work hard to keep our grades up because we want to be on the field and we don't want to risk that because of our grades.
Okay. Let's go back to Addie. What do you do with your time away from school and softball? Have hobbies or, pastimes?
Playing with my dogs is a big one.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Well, I have a miniature bulldog, a Boston Bull, and a Weimaraner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then sometimes I like to go to the driving range, but I kind of get yelled at because it messes up my swing.
Do you actually play golf or you just go to the driving range?
Just the driving range because I can't hit it straight.
Well, you will if you like the game. I guess I'm encouraging you to play because it's something that you can play. If you live to 100, you can keep playing and playing. And if you're an intense athlete, which I know you are, there's nothing more intense than golf. I'm telling you right now. Mark my word. If you get into it, you'll say that guy was right because it's a heck of a game. That's for sure. How about Carly? What do you like to do outside of school and sports?
Right now, because spring or summer's coming up, I really love planting flowers and gardening. And right now, I'm trying to help my dad start his vegetable garden.
Now that's one of the best answers I've ever. I ask everybody the same question. What do you do outside of school and sports? And you're gardening. That's awesome. I love that. So you guys bring the stuff in and you eat it, I guess. The vegetables.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, Corey, what do you do outside of school and softball?
Well, as Carly said, it's turning into summer, so I like to go play pickleball with my friends when it's nice out. And I also really like to read books. I have a whole library at my house.
Oh, that's wonderful. Pickleball and books. All right. I think I do this about once a week, and just about every group I have now, one of them is a pickleballer. So it's not a sport for old people anymore, or just for old people. Bree, how about you? I know you don't have a whole lot of time outside of sports, but what do you like to do just to kind of decompress and relax?
Yeah, my family's really busy, but I think when I'm not doing like softball or anything, I'm spending a lot of time with my brother just outside. He loves like just being outside and doing his thing outside, so I just kind of go along with him and enjoy what he does.
How old is he?
He's in 8th grade right now.
Okay, all right. So that's special for him to have an older sister that likes to hang out with him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do now what we like to call keeping it light. Okay. Anybody know what keeping it light is? Okay. These are questions that have nothing to do with softball, nothing to do with school. We're just going to kind of go down an entirely different path and learn a little bit more about you guys just as people and what you like to do and what kind of motivates you and stuff like that. Your favorite this and that. Let's start with Carly. Favorite meal. Let's just say it's your birthday and somebody says, whatever you want for your birthday, I'm going to take you to get it or I'll cook it for you. What's your favorite meal?
My go-to every year is definitely Montezuma's. I always get a taco and a burrito.
Is that the name of the restaurant, Montezuma's?
Montezuma's, yeah.
Okay. All right, and that's in Chambersburg?
Yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant here in Chambersburg.
Okay, shout out Montezuma's. All right, let's go to Addie. Favorite athlete? Any sport, any level?
Ooh. Manny Machado.
Manny Machado, third baseman for the San Diego Padres. Right? Okay. That's a good one there. Bree, bucket list item. You know what a bucket list is?
Yeah.
What do you want to do one of these days?
I would love to go to Bora Bora.
And why Bora Bora?
I don't know. The beaches just look amazing there.
I have a feeling that you're going to be able to do that one of these days. I just feel like you will. Okay. How about Corey? Favorite sports team? Again, any sport, any level.
Probably the Yankees.
Oh my, Addie, you don't like that, do you? I don't like that either. Who do you like, Addie?
Padres.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, but no, Corey, Yankees is fine. I asked you, and you're the guest. Any college teams you like in any sports?
I follow Alabama softball pretty closely.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's do one more round of this, and let's go back up to Carly. Do you like sweets?
Oh yeah.
Wait, I asked you food before. Let's. Do you watch TV?
Yeah.
Let's talk about series. Do you ever binge watch any series?
Yeah, I just got done watching Breaking Bad.
Oh my, that's pretty dark, isn't it?
Oh, I love that show.
That's
Oh, such a good show.
That is dark. Yeah, there's nothing light and airy about that, is there?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. Any more? You have another one you want to throw out there for people at home?
Right now I'm rewatching Grey's Anatomy. That's a good one.
Okay. All right. Two great ones. All right. Let's ask Addie about sweets. You like sweets?
Oh yeah.
Favorite dessert?
Lava cake.
Oh yeah. You got to have vanilla ice cream with that, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they almost go together. Yeah, they go together. And let's say part two of this one. Favorite candy, Addie?
Hershey's chocolate with almonds.
Oh, that's a great one. Good one. Okay. All right, Bree. Let's find another one for you. Okay, this is the question that sometimes people don't appreciate. They don't like this one. Favorite book?
Oh, I don't really read books, so I'm not sure on that one. You might
That's
ask
fair.
Corey that question.
Well, I knew that she could answer it 100 times over. That's why I asked you. Okay, let me. That's fair enough. A lot of people don't read books. I just throw that out there just to see if you did have one. Let's go to. I'm still with Bree here. Celebrity crush.
Oh,
Or if you don't have a crush, like just say a female celebrity that you just like to hang out with that you think's cool. Just a celebrity that you'd like to hang with.
Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. She's awesome.
Like the modern day Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's a great answer. This is what Keeping It Light's all about, by the way. We have some really, really good answers. Okay, Corey. I'm going to ask you two questions. I will ask you favorite book since I know you're going to be able to answer that one.
Yes.
Favorite? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I would definitely say "Say You Swear" by Megan Brandy is one of my favorites, and I'm currently reading a book called One Dark Window. It's in the Shepherd King series. That one's really good too.
My gosh. What's your GPA, Corey?
4.2.
I kind of had a feeling it was at least 4.0. Okay. All right. Well, you got to get they call that a golf clap. You got to get a golf clap for a 4.2. That's for sure. All right. So let's go. I got two more things I want to do. Now, this is going to be odd, but this is real now. I really want you guys to help me with something. I got a cat 8 days ago, 2 Sundays ago. And when I adopted her, she had the same name as my existing cat. All right. So that's a problem. You can't have two cats both with the same name. I want you guys to help me name this cat. And I am going to use this name. So this cat's 2 years old. She might live for another 15 years with this name. Anybody have any good ideas for a kitty, a little girl?
Well, you gotta tell us what she looks like first.
She's like a tabby, like a black, what's that? Black, brown, and gray, one of those tiger cats. I think they call them tabbies. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would be like the same as a tiger cat, but with the different color, with the darker colors.
You could name them Reese's.
Reese's?
Reese?
Okay. Reese's or Reese. Okay. Anybody else?
I don't know.
I wasn't planning on finishing this show until I had a name for this cat.
Well, what's its name now?
Belle.
Oh.
Belle?
Yeah, that's a pretty name, but I have a Belle already. How about Coach? Is that Coach?
Yeah.
Ask him.
Yeah, he wants me to tell you that our cat's names are Twix and Snickers.
What is it?
Our cat's names are Twix and Snickers.
Twix and Snickers. That's a true Hershey family there. Okay. All right. I think I like Reese's. We're going to go with Reese's. Okay. Thank you, ladies. I know that was kind of odd, but I've had her 8 days, and every day I get up, I'm like, I got to name this cat today. I got to name, and I haven't done it yet. It's not fair to her. So, okay, let's do shout outs. Let's finish up with shout outs. Go back up to Carly. Anybody watching at home right now, or will be watching in the next couple of days? We have over 200 people watching this right now. Just so you know, that's a lot, especially for on a Monday night. So, any shout outs, Carly?
Definitely my mom. She's probably watching. And my sister. My sister's probably watching too.
Okay, mom and sister. Addie, shout outs?
Definitely my parents and Coach Steffler's wife, Miss Steffler.
Okay. And Bree?
Just all my family watching.
Okay. And Corey?
My family and all our Trojan fans that come watch our games.
You guys have good fans. Yeah, I see them. They travel pretty thick too. Ladies, thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this, and I cover a lot of sports. I cover three seasons every year, fall, winter, and spring. And one of the more enjoyable teams to follow and to kind of support and root for is Chambersburg softball. And I mean that. You guys are really good every year. You play with class and dignity, and you're good sports. And, you've had some bumps in the road. I talked about one earlier, and I apologize that I brought that up, but that's kind of been, it's part of the story for those of you that have been around for, for the last 3 years. And it's just kind of one of those things. And I loved your answer. It still just sucks. I didn't learn anything from it, and it's not cool. And that's just the way things go sometimes. But I wish you well. I hope that you guys go deep in districts, deep in states, finish off this regular season well. And thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Let me thank the sponsors once again. Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the rest of the season here. We really appreciate it. Yep.
We appreciate it.
Yep, that was a lot of fun. Rickabaz Electric, Payer Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, the Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Iron Valley Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thanks again to these great local businesses for their continued support of Linglestown Gazette Sports and our area student athletes. Thanks again to the Chambersburg softball players. Good luck down the stretch. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great evening, ladies.